There's my wife. Yeah. What's up, guys? This is Eric here, Mr. Fired Up Wealth, and I want to talk about the IPOs that have gone down this week. It's been kind of a disaster for the most part. I'll get to Snow and all the other ones, but Unity just launched about an hour ago, and I was really excited about it. I did a video on it. I was even on the pre-IPO list, and I was willing to pay $40 a share. It went from $34. Well, the range was 34 to 42. Then they bumped it to 44 to 48. And then they bumped it to $52. And so I had to confirm last night before midnight if I wanted any shares at $52. I said no. Maybe that's a mistake because it obviously popped up to $70 or whatever this morning. I think it opened at $74. Whatever, man. I'm letting it run. If it comes back down into the range I want to pay, then I'll buy some. I like the company, but I'm not gonna chase it. I'm not gonna be crazy. So do what you guys want with your money. But I passed on Unity. Obviously, Snowflake. You're probably sick of hearing about Snowflake. This one was another one. I actually tried to get pre-IPO from Fidelity. I wasn't awarded. I was kind of bummed about that. Well, then Pete Najarian went on CNBC and said he didn't even get any pre-IPO shares, so I felt pretty good. So I wasn't too upset. But this one was just a really interesting one. Originally, it was like $75, $85, and then they decided to do the IPO at 120, and it took hours and hours. Everybody's sitting there waiting. And then, of course, it opened at 254. It actually rocketed up. It halted, which I can't remember ever seeing an IPO halt within the first few minutes like it did. It actually opened up, went above 300 to 319. So somebody out there paid over $300 a share. I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. Eventually, it'll probably grow into it, but might take some time. So it's trading today, actually up today when everything else is down. Jim Cramer on Mad Money says that everybody is selling. All the big institutional investors are selling their other high flyer tech stocks so they can buy Snowflake. Maybe that's the case. It doesn't really make a total lot of sense to me, but he's been doing it a lot longer than me, so he's probably right. The next one, Amwell, was excited about this one as well. Also tried to get pre-IPO, didn't get any shares. Well, what's going on here? It was supposed to be IPO of $18, and then Amwell stock opened at 25. Another one, I just kind of let it sit there and run. So Amwell is a smaller competitor, sort of a competitor to Teladoc, Livongo. They're not profitable. They've been around for a while. I think two brothers from Boston are the co-CEOs that founded it. It's interesting. They focus more on enterprise. So they've got some contracts with big companies like Oracle and things like that. So I own Teladoc. I own quite a bit of Teladoc. Actually, I've owned it since I think $90 a share when I did the Teladoc video last year or earlier this year before the pandemic. But yeah, missed that one too. Let it run. We'll see if it comes back down. And then the last one I want to talk about is JFrog. So this one, same kind of deal. They had been looking at 33 to 37 a share, and then talked about 39 to 41, and then ended up doing 11.6 million shares at $44. Of course, it opened at $71.27, up 62% from its offering price, and finished today at $64. Well, that's great, but it's still way too much for my blood. Actually, one more that I want to talk to you about. So the last one is Sumo Logic, and I'm going to tell you what I think about this company in a second, but they raised $326 million, pricing for 14.8 million shares at $22. It was estimated 17 to 21. Of course, everything seems like it's going higher and people just still buy it. It jumped another 22% and closed at $26.88. So, you're seeing a trend here. People are chasing these IPOs. They're paying up for growth. Some of these valuations are just insanely expensive. I don't need to tell you that. You guys are smart and you know better. Hopefully you're not chasing these if you're dollar cost averaging. I did buy a few shares of Snowflake, but I bought at 240 at the open, just like a handful of shares. So I want to own like 200 shares, and I own 20 shares right now. So I have a ton of room to add, and I'm thinking it'll probably go down. But I did buy some yesterday at 215. So I'm actually green on my shares, but it's a very small percentage, and I'm being very patient, and I'm dollar cost averaging into that. But back to Sumo Logic, I think with Sumo Logic, there's a lot of players in that space already. It's kind of a mature space. So you think of Splunk and Datadog, and there's some others. So for me, that company was never really exciting. I never did a video on it. Decided just to stay away from it. Not saying the stock can't do well or the company can't do well, or maybe it's a great company. I already just own Splunk and Datadog, and I feel like I'm oversaturated in my portfolio. So obviously do what's best for your portfolio. But that is the quick IPO showdown. If you guys like this content, I encourage you to take a look at our Patreon page, because we have a really good group of there. There's about 200 people, and we've got a Discord channel. We have lots of great conversations about the stock market. We do live streams every morning. We do exclusive content that you can't get on YouTube. There's lots of cool stuff, so check that out. If you just go ahead and Google Patreon plus Fired Up Wealth, and you can find it. There's actually 15 spots left right now for the Elite. That tier is going to go away, and that tier is going to double in price. So if you get in now, you'll be considered a founding member, the first 150 people in Elite, and there's 15 seats available right now. So go check that out if you're interested. There's also a free Facebook group. Obviously, this channel is free, so subscribe. There's a great blend of free content out there as well. So take a look at the Facebook page, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.